Hi guys, how's you all doing? It's great to be back after a couple of weeks hiatus. Um, tonight's, if you haven't seen the thumbnail, the little promo thumbnail I usually put out, this week it's going to be your movie crushes. I thought with Valentine's Day fast approaching, I thought it might be a good idea, to do a theme around people who just basically just make us go weak at the knees at the cinema, so it can be a female crush, it can be a male crush, just anybody at all really, like who you've had a crush on, in the movies, and also we'll obviously, as always, won't be confined to just the theme. We'll be discussing other subjects as well, particularly horror movies. So yeah. Oh, could you do us all one small favour, guys, before I really get the show going? I've just started using a new microphone here. Now I don't know how it sounds your end. I can't really tell you. See, so could you let me know, guys, what the sound quality is like? Because if it's bad, I'll switch back to the default one. But I just thought I'd experiment. We're having a couple of sound problems like here and there. So could you please let me know how I sound, as soon as you can. I'd really appreciate that, because, there's nothing worse than watching a live stream and having the sound all garbled, So just, just let me know, guys, how this microphone sounds. It's a plug and play one, obviously. And if it's no good, I'll take it out and just adjust the, the sound settings in StreamYard. Oh, so thanks very much, guys. All right, then, I'll just have a look at the comments then. Right. Brian Gilson, hi Alan, how are you? Hope you are well. I'm okay, thanks Brian, hope you are too. Jeff's here, you alright Jeff? Hi Alan, looking good in red. Yeah, I just thought I'd dress for the traditional Valentine's colour. I didn't have a red heart, so I opted for the next best thing, a red t-shirt. Jeff, sounds great, very clear. Oh, thanks very much Jeff, that's good to hear. But Dr. Impossible's saying even you're a bit low on sound here, Alan. Oh, right. So we've got two contrasting opinions then. So which one is it? Which one? You sound great. I'm just going to see what the majority opinion is, because as I say, I don't want to go on with this stream if my voice is muffled, or you can hardly hear me. So please let me know, guys, before we go any further, how this microphone's doing, because I don't want to, as I say, I don't want to be going on and the sound is not up to scratch. So please let me know, before anything else, and if it's no good, this microphone, I'll change it back, to the default setting. So yeah, cheers, thanks. StreamYard, I must admit, when I first started doing StreamYard, the sound, I could never get a complete grasp of the best sound quality, So, but as I say, I'm using this one now, an external microphone. So just fingers crossed, hope it does the trick. Pete's here. You alright, Pete? Great stream last night, by the way. Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Rapscallion, you okay? Sounds fine. Oh, that's good. That's what I like to hear, if you'll pardon the pun. Yeah, thanks very much, yeah. As I say, there's so many of these like plug and play devices, isn't there? At times you're left scratching your head wondering, well, which one should I get? Well, what I usually do, I go onto Amazon and I look at all the ones that's got the most 5-star reviews, and I must admit this had a pretty good rating, so if it's doing the trick, if it's sort of like improving the sound in comparison to me previous live streams, I'll stick with this. Yeah. But as I say, guys, if there's any problem at all, even visually, please let me know, because there's nothing worse than, doing a live stream and you get these technical issues. Right, so that's the comments for the moment. Yeah, so as I was saying then, guys, your favourite movie crushes, have you got a particular favourite lady or guy that makes you go weak at the knees? I've got quite a few actually, mostly in the Hammer field. Well, if you've been watching me, if you've been watching me videos a lot, you will know that I've got a lot of special ladies in the Hammer films that I absolutely got a crush on. My number one crush has got to be the late great Veronica Carlson. Oh, beautiful looking lady. She was in a couple of Hammer movies, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, and then the Ralph Bates one, The Horror of Frankenstein in 1970. Oh yeah, lovely looking lady, and as I say, very sadly missed. Yeah, I like Carolyn Monroe as well. Yeah, another big pin-up of mine. Yeah, she's been in many movies, Carolyn. Yeah, I like Susie Kendall. the girl that was married to Dudley Moore, big fan of hers. Yeah, I hope to do a Susie Kendall special soon. You know, my top 5 Susie Kendall movies. So stay tuned for that one. Yeah. So as I say, ladies, if you know any particular male pin-ups, you know who you've got, please feel free to discuss. You know. Melanie's here. You okay, Mel? Evening, Alan. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by, Mel. Nice to see you again. Mel's saying again, my crush at the moment is Henry Cavill. Not really too familiar with him, Mel. What movies has he been in? Henry Cavill. Then you've got like going back even further, guys. I used to be a big fan of Rita Hayworth. I thought she was lovely, you know, Rita Hayworth. And Barbara Stanwyck, she was quite nice when she was young. And Betty Grable, a girl with the $1 million legs. Did you know her legs were insured for £1 million? Yeah, she had the shit. Sorry, guys, there's a fly just sort of like encroached. Yeah, Betty Grable, she had her legs insured for $1 million. Yeah, she was a big pin up with all the GIs, you know. Yeah, oh yeah, she had a nice pair of pins. As did Sid Charisse. She was well made as well in the legs departments. Yeah. Get some comments here, guys. Larry Fleetwood is saying a Susie Kendall special sounds awesome. Thanks, Alan. First movie crush I can recall. Yeah, she's lovely, Susie Kendall. Lovely looking girl. I love the honey blonde hair as well. The natural blonde hair, yeah, yeah. Probably Jessica Lange in King Kong. She was gorgeous in that one. I even named my pet hamster Jessica. Oh. Jeff Joffrey, Elsa Lancaster was pretty hot in The Bride of Frankenstein, yeah, and she lived to a good age, didn't she, Elsa Lanchester? Yeah. Oh, I loved her in The Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, but when she was confronted with a potential mate, Karloff, she was horrified, wasn't she? Yeah, and of course, like we all know, if we've seen The Bride of Frankenstein, we all know what happened there, don't we? You know, when Karloff, you know, he sort of like he gets all upset because she's rejected him and that, and he sort of like basically blows the laboratory to bits, doesn't he? You know. When he reaches the belief, every mad scientist laboratory has got one of those levers in it, hasn't it? Where you just put, you know, just one lever in every mad scientist laboratory that guaranteed to blow it sky high. And there was one in this where the Karloff monster, he goes up to like that and he says, "We belong dead," and he just pulls it down, just blows the laboratory to bits, yeah. But he comes back again in The Son of Frankenstein, yeah. So as long as there's money to be made, guys, from a movie monster, they will go on churning them out, yeah. But I didn't mind them churning out the Universal Frankenstein because they were fantastic, yeah. Right. Dr. Impossible, Lee Remick for me. She was just so young. Oh yeah, she's lovely, Lee Remick. Yeah, oh yeah, got lovely eyes. Yeah, I loved her in The Omen. Oh yeah, she's fantastic in The Omen. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, oh yeah. My dad liked her as well, Lee Remick. Yeah. Mel's saying he is the current Superman and also famous for playing The Witcher. I've seen neither of those movies, Mel, so I can't really comment. Yeah, as I say, I've seen neither of those movies, so I'm not really familiar with that actor. Talking about Superman, Christopher Reeve, he had a big female following, didn't he, when he done the Superman movies? Yeah, very, very tragic what happened to him, wasn't it? That accident. Oh, it was awful. Yeah. Oh, he was very good playing Superman, Christopher Reeve. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of some more crushes, guys. Well, of course, my mum's a big fan of Elvis Presley, so he's a number one crush. Yeah. Well, of course, what woman didn't like Elvis Presley? You know, he had everything, didn't he? He had the looks, he had the voice, the charisma. Oh yeah, the perfect man. Yeah. Clint Eastwood, he's got another big fan following, hasn't he? Yeah, Clint Eastwood. Yeah. Going back onto the ladies, Madeline Smith. She's another girl I like out the Hammer films. Yeah. Madeline Smith, and the girl that was in Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, Martine Beswick. She's pretty nice, yeah. And Raquel Welch, yeah. I always remember that iconic image of her in the Land of Time Forgot. Was it the Land of Time Forgot? Was it 1 million years BC? Yeah. Oh yeah. Was she had that like sort of like caveman bikini thing on? Yeah. Very, very iconic image. Yeah. like the woman stepping out of the water in the James Bond. It was Ursula Andress and Doctor No. That's an iconic image as well, isn't it? Yeah. So then, guys, with Valentine's Day fast approaching, and if you're going to see any good Valentine themed movies, yeah, feel free to mention them in the comments. Yeah, doing anything nice for Valentine's night, you know, taking your beloved out for a meal, maybe. Yeah. But I'm just trying to. I was thinking about doing it. I know I did one last year. The ideal horror movies to watch. You know, for Valentine's Day, yeah. So if I do one, I'll have to be careful I don't repeat the ones that I done, you know, last year. So yeah. Doctor Impossible saying Lee Remick was superb in the Blake Edwards directed film Experiment in Terror with Glenn Ford. Edwards was a great director before he dumped his career for The Easy Life, the Pink Panther series. Not sure if I've seen that one, Experiment in Terror. I may have done many years ago, but I don't even. It does ring a vague bell. Yeah, I may have seen it many years ago, but I don't remember too much about it, Doctor. But oh yeah, lovely Remick. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I've got it in a movie with Richard Burton. You know, I can't remember the title now because it's ages since I watched it. But I think he foresees disasters, or he's got this sort of power. Is it the Medusa touch? I think it's the Medusa touch. Yeah. He's got this power, and you know, to sort of like foresee disasters and that. And I think Lee Remick plays a psychiatrist. Yeah, which is very good in that as well. The Medusa touch. Yeah. Mel's saying the perfect movie has got to be My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, I like both of them, Mel. I like the was it the 1978 one, the original, and I like the one with the guy who was in Supernatural. In yeah, that's pretty good as well. Yeah, fantastic. Brian's saying, Brian Gilson, Valerie Leon is really nice. Ooh, you can say that again. Yeah. In Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, I've got that on Blu-ray. Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, yeah. And Carry On films, yeah, Carry On. And also, she was in the High Karate movies, wasn't she? Where she seduces the guy, you know, she's like that. You know, she's got like a low cut sort of like top on, and he's doing like karate and that, trying to ward her off, and she sort of like comes over all sensual and that. I do remember her in those High Karate adverts, yeah, oh yeah. And she's attended a lot of the horror conventions, hasn't she, Valerie Leon, along with the other girl that I referred to before, Martine Beswick and Veronica Carlson. She used to attend quite a few horror conventions, yeah. I like Susan George as well. Yeah, she's nice. She's one of my crushes, Susan George, yeah. I like Linda Carter as well, although I do tend to go more for blonde girls. I do like dark girls as well, and Linda Carter rates very highly in my preferences in regards to female actresses. My dad absolutely loved her, especially when she took Wonder Woman off. Oh my days! Get your glasses all steamed up. Right. Anybody remember watching Benny Hill, The Hills Angels? Yeah. They always ended up, didn't he, getting their it was a policeman or a nurse. Always ended up getting their clothes ripped off, didn't he? And you just down in the, you know, stripped down to their underwear and that, you know. Yeah. It was all good fun. Like, there was nothing harmful in that, you know. Yeah. I used to like the way he used to run fast, you know, Benny Hill. You know, they had this sort of like the speed thing on, didn't he? And he sort of like make them run fast and that. Yeah. So. Well, I'm really made up. I'm really excited, guys. Just getting away from Valentine's movie crushes for the moment. I'm really excited to have ordered the Christopher Lee Volume 2 box set. I know the last Christopher Lee box set was well, I'd done a video on it. You know, basically it tore it to shreds. It wasn't much cop at all, you know, because you're hardly seeing him in the movies. But this one that's just come out now, I couldn't resist it any longer. And I've watched a couple of video reviews and I've read a couple of reviews and I thought to myself, to hell with it. My birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks' time, so I'm not looking forward to that, by the way. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but my birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. I thought to myself, I'll treat myself, you know. So I've ordered it from a company called Film Treasures. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that, but they're a fantastic company. They get all the American imports in, and they're very fast and all delivering. Yeah, I've had a couple of movies from there, and I must admit, they really impressed me. By how swift, the deliveries are. So I'm really looking forward to getting that, the Christopher Lee Volume 2 box set. So have any of you guys been watching any good movies lately? Not necessarily Valentine's Day themed movies. Let me know. Yeah, let's talk about them. Right, Jeff Joffe is saying, I felt so sorry for Lee Remick's character in The Omen. Yeah, me too. Yeah, she played the part so well. Oh yeah, oh my days, that's one of the most terrifying scenes in horror movie history, where Mrs. Baylock, played by the late great Billy Whitelaw, she sort of like creeps in surreptitiously into the hospital room, doesn't she, to finish poor Lee Remick off after Lee Remick having sustained those injuries from when Damien on a trolley. She fell down, didn't she, onto the floor in a house, and that Damien on the trolley. I think she was putting a plant up or something, and he comes along on his trolley and just knocks her flying. And of course she ends up in hospital with very, very bad injuries. And then you've got the evil Mrs. Baylock coming into the room to basically finish the job up. I thought she was even more terrifying than Damien, Mrs. Baylock. I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought she was even more terrifying than Damien himself. Oh yeah, she was really terrifying. And that big dog as well. Oh my days, yeah, put the fear of God up, yeah. Yeah, that big dog, the big hound dog, yeah. Oh yeah, I love the Omen movies, yeah. I've got the box set, guys. On Scream Factory. I got that, and I got The Fly around about the same time. Any fans of the Fly movies here? So they're the great box sets, them, from Scream Factory. Oh, I love them, yeah. Really, they really on the money, Scream Factory, with their the box sets, yeah, I love them, yeah. And of course I've got the Friday the 13th one as well. Yeah, I haven't watched all the movies out of that yet, so when I do, I hope to do a full review, a full rating of all the all the Friday the 13th movies, yeah. Dr. Impossible saying, another good TV movie with Remick was a 1987 drama about the extraordinary case of Frances, is that Schroeder? Remick gave one of her best later performances. I haven't seen that one, Doctor. No, I'll have to watch that one. I'll have to keep an eye open for that one. Brian Gilson saying, the Collinson twins from the Twins of Evil. Yeah. Very, very, very fetching ladies. Were really good. It's a great film. I love Twins of Evil. I've got it in Blu-ray. Yeah, and I've got it in my collection in my Blu-ray cabinets. Yeah. Oh, they were fantastic, guys, weren't they? Those 1970s Hammer horror movies. Oh yeah, they were a huge staple of my growing. I've said it before in previous videos. They were a huge staple of my growing up in the 70s, watching those movies on Friday nights. And sometimes they showed them on a Saturday as well. They'd have a double bill. They'd have the old one on first, and they'd have the coloured one afterwards. And yeah, oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, those and the Amicus movies. The horror anthology movies. Yeah, loved them as well. Susan Farmer's another girl, another nice looking actress, Susan Farmer. She's been in a couple of horror movies as well. Yeah, oh, and of course the other girl, Barbara Shelley, who was in Dracula Prince of Darkness, and she's been in another couple of Hammer films as well. She was nice as well. She was a redhead, yeah. The part where in Prince of Darkness, where Dracula, she at the start of the movie, she's very prim and proper, isn't she? And well, of course, when Dracula gets his fangs in her neck, she becomes a sensual seductress, Oh yeah, and she's just standing there with all her hair all over her shoulders and that, and her cleavage showing. And she said, Charles, come to me, Charles. Oh yeah, fantastic, yeah. I love Dracula Prince of Darkness. Right, Jeff's saying, Alan, I thought Omen 2 was a great sequel. Me too. The classroom scene where it gets every history question right. And oh yeah, fantastic, yeah. I love all the Omen films. They're fantastic viewing. I remember when I first saw them, on VHS, when I got me VHS recorded in January 1986, and I rented all them out. And of course, that's the first Omen I saw on TV. I think it was Granada that shown it, but after that, the others were very, very hard to get. So I was over the moon when he brought the videos out and he had all the VHS. You know, it was a great highlight of my life. You know, in my 20s and 30s. You know, finishing work and popping into the video store and seeing all these type. I'm sure you guys will, you know, echo exactly what I'm saying here. Show all these video cases on display. You know, oh yeah, it was exciting. You know, going into Rox Records. There's a Rox Records in Birkenhead where I live. And then you have like Blockbuster, of course, yeah, the last of the great ones, yeah. Let's hope fingers crossed they return one day. What was it great? Oh, it was fantastic, guys, going into the video shop and renting them, you know. And also what I used to like, guys, used to be where my auntie lived. Used to be a garage, and used to rent all the videos out. And they'd be one of the first to get all the new releases in. And I used to be really excited when what they used to do when a new video was out. You put a little green tag on. And then I'd go into the store and the girl or the woman, whoever was on, she'd be messing around in the shop, and I'd look at the new film and I'd say, oh, I suppose that's how. Oh, no, she said it's just come in. I thought, oh, great, it's just come in, immaculate timing. So she goes behind the counter and gets it. The she said, Mr. Toner, yeah. So, so sometimes it pays, guys, you know. Well, of course, now they haven't got them, have they? But in those days, it would pay. If you would say to this, is this definitely house, or I suppose that's house, and you could have it. Somebody could have just brought it back. Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, one of the great highlights of renting VHS in the the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, those memories, eh? Jeff Joffrey, both deceased now. I think the Collinson twins, right? Yeah, they were very good, weren't they? The Collinson twins. Like Fleetwood is saying, Susan Farmer was so beautiful, yeah, especially with short hair. She was in the very last Thriller episode, Death in Deep Water, with Bradford Dillman, yeah. I used to love Thriller. Malibu Stacey, hi Alan. You okay, Stacey? Thanks for dropping by. Nice to see you. Well, talking of Thriller, I hope one day that we get like a company that will bring that out on Blu-ray. I'm talking about Brian Clements' Thriller now. Not the Boris Karloff Thriller from the late 50s, early 60s. I'm talking about the Brian Clements one. So fingers crossed, you know, they might bring that out on Blu-ray. It's a fantastic series, that. And Donna Mills was in a couple of those. Yeah, she was another, well, she still is another big crush of mine. The blonde girl, Donna Mills, you know, she thinks she was in, was it Knots Landing? I think she was in Knots Landing, yeah, but oh yeah. I love that. There's one particular episode in that, guys, One Deadly Own. It's about, I've spoke about this before in previous videos. She buys this, she's like a model, and she buys this lovely big posh Rolls Royce, a big white Rolls Royce, and it's haunted. Oh, it's fantastic, yeah. One Deadly Own, it's called. I've watched that episode. I think I've watched that episode more than any other. I've watched that episode more than any other episode of Thriller. It's that good, yeah. So if you ever get the box set of Thriller, Brian Clements' Thriller, make that your first port of call, guys. You know, One Deadly Owner. I guarantee, if you like movies like Christine, you're in for a treat, let me tell you. Right, Dr. Impossible saying, Martine Beswick, can you imagine her wearing sexy lingerie, Alan? I think she did, didn't she, in a couple of movies? Didn't they all? Well, near all. Enough to make your copy of The Sun stand to attention. Keep it clean, keep it clean. And to get the censor out, the big X, like in Britain's Got Talent, the big fat red X will come on the screen and censor you. But I take your points, yeah. Dylan B, hello Alan. You okay, Dylan? Thanks for dropping by. Danny's here. You okay, Danny, mate? Thanks for dropping by. Hi, hope you're good. I'm not too bad, thanks, Dan. Yeah, hope you are as well. Dr. Impossible saying, Sarah Douglas got my heart pulsing as well. Sarah Douglas, what was she in now? The name rings a bell. What was she in, Doctor? She an American actress or a British actress? But say the name does ring a bell, Sarah Douglas. Anybody fancy of the girl who took Buffy off? Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's quite nice, yeah. She was in the what's the name movies, wasn't she? The Grudge, and she got killed off, didn't she? In the second Grudge, yeah. I'm talking about The Grudge. I've still got that box. I still got that lovely box set from Arrow. I've got to watch that, yeah. Yeah, so I tell you what, guys, I tell you, while we're on the subject of the box set, I tell you one that I was really, really disappointed in, and that is the Outer Limits. You know, the original series, the Outer Limits that was on, was it the late 50s, early 60s? very, very disappointed with it. Yeah, all the stories were samey. The monsters were corny. You could tell some of them. You could see the zipper on the suits on some of the monsters. Yeah, so I've watched them all now. Some of them are skimmed through actually, so I put them on eBay. So if anybody's interested in the Outer Limits, look no further than eBay. But yeah, well, that's just my opinion. I mean, I know it's got its fans, the Outer Limits. But I'm just saying that's just my opinion. I didn't care for that black and white series at all. It was nowhere near as good as the Twilight Zone. Nowhere near. Yeah. So so I said watch them all now. So I've put them on. I put them on eBay. I tell you another box set I'm working my way through, guys, at the moment is you know, the Three Stooges. Any fans of the Three Stooges here? Big mammoth set, 90 shorts, and they've got other shorts as well. What they did for other studios. So I'm working my way through that. And up to now, you know, I liked it when I was a kid, but it's funny when you watch these comedians years later, they haven't got the same, I don't know what you guys think, they haven't got the same magic, you know, as they did when you watched them as a kid, you know, so if I think I'll be putting this on eBay as well, once I've watched it, yeah, so there you go. Dylan B, I'm going good, mate, that's good to hear, Dill. Danny Dukes, I'm good as can be. Fantastic. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, you've got to be careful with these box sets, haven't you? You know, they can be a bit of a hit and miss. You know, I remember getting the a couple of years ago. I got any of you guys know the Spanish horror actor Paul Naschy? He's played a werewolf in one of his movies. I got the 2 box sets of him a couple of Christmases ago. Oh my days! The stories were awful. They were dreadful. There's only 1 or 2 I liked. So I put them on eBay, yeah. The Paul Naschy collection, I got volumes 1 and I got volumes 2, but oh my word, they were awful, guys, they really were, yeah. So I got rid of them. Dylan B is saying, yeah, sometimes the number of subs is driving me nuts at the moment for my channel. Yeah, they come in sort of like intermittent, don't they? You know, it's like waiting for a bus. You get so many at once and then there's a long period where you don't get any, you know. I know what you mean. Brian Gilson saying, the Tales of Unease DVD set looks good. I really enjoyed your review. Oh, thanks very much, Brian, mate. Yeah, it's good, Tales of Unease, yeah. And no doubt I will be revisiting that again sometime in the near future. I tell you guys, another horror series I'm watching at the moment is a series called Night Gallery. Any of you guys familiar with Night Gallery? It was first shown in the early 70s and it was hosted by Rod Serling, who done the hosted the Twilight Zone. Yeah, a lot of the stories are a bit meh, you know. There's only 1 or 2 good ones in them, yeah. But they're lovely sets, you know. And I've got to listen to all the commentaries, yeah. I'm just going through all the episodes and that. But some of them are the stories, they leave a lot to be desired, guys. To be quite honest with you. So I'm just working my way through now. It's season 3. And once I've done season 3, I'll go back and listen to all the commentaries. Because with me being a writer, I like to know all about how a story's constructed, and that fascinates me. Story structure, plot structure, character structure, you know, I love all that, you know. So I'll be going back and watching all the episodes with the commentary. Brian saying, congratulations on hitting 800 subs. Oh, thanks very much, Brian, yeah. And thanks again, guys, for your support. I couldn't have done it without you know, you guys watching me videos, you know, and commenting on me videos and that, you know, and agreeing or disagreeing with me movie reviews, as the case may be, you know. And as I said in the thank you video, I can be a little bit vehement when it comes to expressing my views about a particular movie. But if I don't like a movie, if I think it stinks, I'll say it stinks, you know. And if I love a movie, I will say how much I love the movie, yeah. So, oh yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks very much again, guys. I'm really made up, yeah. I never thought when I first started doing it, you know, when COVID started, you know, I didn't think I'd get what 20 subs, never mind bloody 800, yeah. So I'm really grateful, yeah. And as I say, I love watching all your videos, guys, and your live streams and that. You know, obviously I can't comment on every single one because I've got that many people on YouTube I like and admire. I comment where I can, if you know what I mean. I'm sure I'm sure you guys are the same. You can't comment on every single video of anybody you like, because you'd be here forever, you know. But I try and comment on as best. But one particular video I feel strongly about, I either disagree or agree, I will comment, you know. But as I say, I'd like to comment on every single one, but you just can't do it, you know, as much as I'd like to. So yeah. Jeff's saying, see the zipper on the Outer Limits monsters. My favourite episode of Twilight Zone is And When the Sky Was Opened. Yeah, I don't remember. There's a lot of Twilight Zone episodes I've forgotten because it's quite a few years since I watched them. But I've got the Jeff, I've got the Blu-ray. I've got the Blu-ray box set, which I've got to sort of like, you know, tuck into, you know. So once I've finished the Night Gallery and the Three Stooges, I'll start on the Twilight Zone. There's a couple of episodes that stand in my memory. The one with William Shatner on, where he sees the alien on the wing of the plane. That stays in me. That's a pretty good one. That, and the one where was it Maple Street? The Miracle on Maple Street, where all the aliens invade America, and this particular town, all the townspeople, they start fighting with each other. That's a very good one. That, the Maple Street one, the Miracle on Maple Street. And then there's another one with Burgess Meredith in, where he's fond of books. He's a voracious book reader, and I think something happens. Is it the end of the world or something? And yeah, something like that. I'll have to refresh my memory with them. Yeah, and the one where Vera Miles is in the bus station late at night, and she's got a doppelganger. That's a good one. Yeah. So so once I've got the Twilight Zone companion as well, which is like a Bible basically of all the Twilight Zone episodes. It's got a synopsis of each episode, everybody that was in it, and it's got a breakdown of the plot and everything. Oh, it's great. Yeah. If you like the Twilight Zone, guys, I highly recommend that you get the Twilight Zone companion. Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, I've got to ask you again. How's the sound? I hope I'm coming over all right. I don't want to sound garbled or muffled or sound like a bloody space monster from the Outer Limits, you know, coming across an intercom. Yeah, let me know, you know, if it's if the sound's okay. Yeah, because I place a lot of importance on visually and audio when I'm doing my live streams, and I don't want to ruin it for any of you guys. If I do a 2-hour, 3-hour live stream, and when I play it back, it sounds like crap. You know, my voice sounds tinny. So let me know and compare it to the way of sounding in other live streams. So I love getting feedback from you guys about any aspect of my live stream. So don't be afraid to let me know if there's anything that's bothering you or anything that needs tweaking. Let me know. Yeah, I'd rather you let me know than just sort of not say anything, you know. Dr. Impossible is saying the title of that TV movie with Remick is called Nutcracker, Money, Madness and Murder. I haven't seen that one, Doctor. No. It's available through Warner Archive. I'll have to get that one. Yeah, I love discovering these rare gems. I think I've said this before, guys. One of the main thrills of being a movie collector is discovering these little gems every now and then, what you've never heard of, and you get actors in who you've loved for years, and you say to yourself, "Oh my days, I didn't think they'd made that movie." You know, for instance, there's one with Christopher Lee in. I've just discovered it. Is it Dark Places? And Herbert Lom's in it, yeah, and Joan Collins. It's about this. I don't know if it's a thief. He hides money or gold in this haunted house. So we're looking forward to watching that one. That will be in the that's in the Christopher Lee. That's in the Christopher Lee Volume 2, Crypt of Horror. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Yeah, but yeah, I love that. That's, as I say, that's one of the main pleasures of being a movie collector. You know, coming across these rare gems, and I tell you what, I've come across quite a few rare gems since I've been doing me my YouTube streams and me videos and started collecting movies. So yeah, it's a great thrill. Yeah, it really is, and recommending them to you guys as well. Yeah. Dylan B saying I should catch up for get 1,000 subs soon, but I can't. Right? Yeah, it takes some doing, doesn't it? As I said before, I never envisaged when I first started doing it, when COVID kicked in, that I'd get 20 subs, let alone 800. Yeah, so really made up, really delighted. Dylan B now, yeah. Sorry guys, just getting the comments, they just moved up a bit. Yeah, right, Brian's saying sound is really good. Oh, that's great. Thanks very much, Brian. That's what I like to hear. You know, as I say, I'm trying this out, I'm christening this. So, you know, if this is doing the trick, I'm going to stick with this for all my live streams. So thanks very much, and keep the feedback coming in. As I say, really appreciate it. Chestnut Seb 7. Hi Alan and everyone. You okay, mate? Thanks for dropping by. Nice to speak to you again. Brian Gilson. Hi Chestnut. Yeah. Chestnut 7. Brian. Hi Brian. Jeff Joffey. And when the sky was opened was about test pilots who come back down to Earth, and each one disappears. Starred Rod Taylor. I like Rod Taylor. I like them in The Birds and The Time Machine. So I'll have to check that one out, Jeff. And When the Sky Was Open. Thanks, mate. Thanks for recommending that one. Oh yeah, it's a good actor, Rod Taylor. I don't know how many times I've watched The Birds. That's one of my all-time. Do you know what? That's one of my all-time favourite movies, The Birds. Yeah, and you know what I liked about that? I liked the ending where you had to sort of like form your own conclusions as to why the birds attacked. You know, it had a sort of like, it left a sort of like ambiguous. You know, why they sort of like started attacking humanity. Yeah, oh, I love The Birds. I've got the 4K of that. Yeah, so and of course a Time Machine, which I haven't got in my collection, but I hope to remedy that very, very soon. Dr. Impossible is saying Sarah Douglas was in Superman the movie, yeah, and played Ursa. She also starred in a controversial film made by Brent Walker called The Brutes, right? Dylan B, I forgot to put the other word in it. I'll tell you another lady, guys. I had a big crush on. This was in the early 80s. Not really a horror star. Anybody remember a series called Remington Steele with Stephanie Zimblast? Yeah, and Pierce Brosnan made his debut in that. Yeah, I had a big crush on Stephanie Zimblast. She wasn't on long. Like, I think she was only on for 3 seasons. Yeah, used to be on BBC One. Remington Steele. Yeah, I thought she was quite nice. And Linda Evans of Dynasty, when she was in The Big Valley, she played Audrey. Anybody remember The Big Valley with Barbara Stanwyck? Yeah, she was quite nice, Linda Evans, yeah. I like Jane Seymour as well. Oh, she's very pretty, Jane Seymour. Got lovely hair, yeah. And it's the other girl. Oh, still trying to think of her name. Oh, I can't think of it at the moment. But she looks like Jane Seymour, and she's American. Yeah, I can't think of it. My name is. She was in Black Christmas. Was Elizabeth Hussey? She was in Black Christmas. Chestnut Sub 7 saw a DVD of Incense of the Damned, but it was titled Bloodsuckers. It had Peter Cushing and Imogen Hassel. I haven't seen that one. No, I'll have to check that one out. Love Peter Cushing. Dylan B, Superman is my favourite. Sorry, it just comments going a bit weird there. Yeah, Superman is my favourite superhero, Dylan said. Edward's here. Evening, Alan. Hope you're well. You okay, Edward? Thanks for dropping by, mate. Nice to see you. Hope you've had a good week. Brian's saying, what was the name of the show? Carol Lynley, another big crush of mine. Carol Lynley played the shop mannequin that came to life. Oh, I know that one. Journey to the Unknown, which I hope they will eventually release on Blu-ray. I've been waiting for a Blu-ray release of Journey to the Unknown for God knows how long, but I remember that one. I don't remember how it ended, but I do remember Carol Lynley playing a mannequin. And was it Dennis Warsman? He fell in love with her. Oh, I love Carol Lynley. Yeah. The Shuttered Room. She's very good in that. I've spoke about that quite a few times on my channel. The Shuttered Room. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's fantastic, Carol Lynley. Yeah. And she's been in a couple of other episodes as well, other horror series and that. Yeah. And of course, she was in the disaster movie, wasn't she? The Poseidon Adventure. Yeah. It's a leggy. Was she a leggy singer or a leggy model? But I do remember she caused quite a lot of male attention when she was in that one. The Poseidon Adventure. Oh yeah, love Carol Lynley. Sadly no longer with us. Olivia Hussey. That's the girl I was thinking of. Yeah, who was in Black Christmas. Yeah, Olivia Hussey. Yeah, she played Norman Bates' mum in Psycho 4. Yeah, oh she's lovely. Olivia Hussey. Yeah. Oh, that's Psycho 4. Oh, that's a good one. That Psycho 4. But he's on the telephone to the radio station. Dr. Impossible. Thinking about Valentine's Day, Alan. Did you see Mark Harmon in the 1986 TV movie called The Deliberate Stranger? Yeah, I've got it in my collection. Yeah, he played Ted Bundy. Yeah, I've got that one, Doctor, in my collection. Yeah, watched that many times. That's my favourite Bundy movie, that. Yeah, very good, that one. He's a good actor, Mark Harmon, isn't he? He's in a TV series, isn't he? He's at NCIS. Oh, yeah, he's a very good actor, him. Mark Harmon, yeah. Oh yeah, I've got that one in me collection. Jeff Joffe, the birds attacking Tippi Hedren, another big crush of mine, yeah. I have many. It was quite graphic, wasn't it? I always remember this as a kid. Tippi was a really beautiful woman, you can say that again, all woman she was. She's 93 now, Alan, amazing. She's 93 now. Oh yeah, I love Tippi Hedren, yeah. And yeah, I was going to say, guys, about like some of these glamorous actresses. They knew how to dress as well, didn't they? You know, they wore the tight skirts, the pencil skirt, the stilettos, the nice blouses and that. You know, the costumes and that. You know, and all look really smart. Yeah, yeah, fantastic looking women in some of those old movies. But now it's some of the actresses. I don't want to criticise too much, guys. Because I'm not in the business of criticising people, you know, too much. But I have to say, a lot of the fashion now. They're bringing bloody jumpsuits out, you know, for some of the service industries. Did you see that? There's a big stink about it on the news about bringing jumpsuits out, you know, for likes of banks, you know, officers, you know, a cabin crew, and they look terrible. There's thousands of people said on the. If you go on Twitter, you see it, jumpsuits, yeah. Oh yeah, they're bringing bloody jumpsuits out for you know, as I say, for service staff, you know, cabin crew, and they look terrible. You know, I know it's an option. You know, they don't have to wear them if they don't want to. A lot of women said they're not bloody wearing them. You know, they just look like bloody boiler suits, you know. And what do you guys think of this trend towards less smart gear? I mean, I'm not saying, like when I used to work in an office, we used to have what you call a dress down day, and you could come in your jeans, you could come in your pumps. That was fine, you know, no problem with that. But I think when you're serving people, guys, in a restaurant or a shop or wherever, you know, you're on an airplane, you've got to dress smart, haven't you? To sort of like represent the brand and that. It's no use coming on as if you just come off a bloody sports field, you know. But yeah, there's a big stink about it on Twitter, social media, about some of these companies. They're ruining the look of the staff by making them dress like as if they just come off a bloody sports field, jumpsuits. The women do look awful in them. You know, I've never liked jumpsuits. Never liked them, no. So, but what do you think, guys? Do you think it's they make the staff look scruffy and unprofessional? I certainly do. Well, I know a lot of people do, yeah. But getting back to the Valentine's Day, and I've had me rant about scruffy wear. Chestnut Sub 7, Hayley Mills. Oh, Hayley Mills, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And Juliet Mills, yeah. Oh, John Mills, he had two lovely daughters there, didn't he? Yeah. I read. It's funny you should mention Hayley Mills. I read her biography a couple of weeks ago. It was very, very good, yeah. It said all about her days in Disney, you know, working in Disney, starting off in Walt Disney. He's a very, very nice man. Very, very business oriented though, but he was a very nice man, yeah. Fantastic biography, yeah. If you love reading biographies, I highly recommend Hayley Mills. Yeah, it's very good. I'm reading, what's the name at the moment, guys? I'm reading Oliver Reed's biography. So yeah, so I'm enjoying that one. Yeah, some great stories there about good old Ollie, you know, and his drinking sessions and that. Yeah, Chestnut F7, Hayley Mills. I had a crush on after seeing Deadly Strangers. Yeah, I'm waiting for the what's the name to come out. The one she Twisted Nerve. I'm waiting for that to come out on Blu-ray. Should be out any day now. Yeah, I think it got put back actually. I think it was going to come out at the end of December, but I haven't been able to get a copy yet online. Yeah, it's a great one, that Twisted Nerve. Real psychological thriller. Hywell Bennett and that. Yeah, and Billy Whitelaw. From what I can remember, Billy Whitelaw's in it. Yeah, the woman who played the Miss Baylock in The Omen. Yeah, and you've got an appearance by Barry Foster as well, who played the killer in Frenzy. That was a good movie, Frenzy. Yeah, and he also played Vanderbilt. If any of you guys as old as me, you remember Vanderbilt in the early 1970s. He played the cop, Vanderbilt. Yeah, so yeah, I can't wait to get that one on Blu-ray. Twisted Nerve, one of my all-time favourite movies. That psychological thrillers. Jeff Joffe, yes, Richard. Brian Gilson, do you have the book Hammer Glamour? It looks really good. I did have it a couple of years ago, yeah, but I was a little bit. I must admit, I needed a few bob because my finances had gone down a little bit when I was on the dole, so I did let it go. But I do wish I'd have kept it now. It had some lovely photographs of the women in that, didn't it? You know, fantastic, yeah, lovely book that. Chestnut Sub 7 is saying Greer Garson was lovely in Random Harbour. So Greer Garson's another nice lady, yeah, from the old movies, yeah, Mrs. Miniver. Yeah, Mrs. Miniver, yeah. Oh, she was nice. Greer Garson, yeah. Dr. Impossible saying Leslie Ann Down was a stunner. Yeah, she was in upstairs and downstairs, wasn't she? Yeah, and yeah, she's been in loads of movies, hasn't she? TV series, yeah, and still is. Leslie Ann Down was once married to William Friedkin, who directed The Exorcist. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know Friedkin was married to her. Yeah, oh yeah, very fine actress, Leslie Ann Down. Yeah. Dylan B saying, I don't have actor crush, which is celebrity crush, right? Jeff saying, one time you'd always see a woman in heels and skirts, yeah. Now it's mostly trousers and flat shoes on women. Yuck. Yeah, horrible. Call me sexist, but I agree, Alan. I liked how women dressed in the past. Yeah, yeah. You do get the odd woman dressing smart, like you know, as I say, like when I've been in Liverpool, seen it, some girls dress really nice, really smartly dressed and that. It's just some of these that I'm talking about, the ones in the service industries, the companies, what they're doing, they're basically relaxing their dress code so that if they want to wear anything at all, like a guy can, transgender comes into it as well. This transgender thing was they're trying to bring it to the Church of England. I won't go on too much about it, but that annoys me, that as well. All this woke nonsense and that. But they're trying to bring transgender into everything, and it's making a lot of people fed up. It really is. Yeah, I think they should stick to the traditional attire. If people want to dress casual, let them dress casual, dress down there. That's fine, but don't serve people on an airplane or in a restaurant, or don't serve people in any of those places dressed like if you just come off the sports field. That's a big no-no. If I was a boss, I would like my staff to be dressed smart. And I'm sure, as Jeff agrees with me, I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me as well. You can't beat a nice suit, a nice shirt, or a skirt, or a nice dress. It really, clothes maketh the man, clothes maketh the woman, and you can't beat smart dress, Brian Gilson, I think Leslie Ann Down was in Countess Dracula. Do you know what? It's a few years since I saw Countess Dracula. I can't remember if she was in that, Brian. I know, of course, Ingrid Pitt was in it, wasn't she? But I can't remember. I know she was in. I'm sure she was in that one with Susie Kendall in, where the schoolgirl gets raped in the forest. I think she was in that. I think she played the schoolgirl, didn't she? Yeah, I forget the name of it now. But yeah, she's a good actress, Leslie Ann Down. Anyone mentioned Ingrid Pitt? Yes, I've just mentioned her. Very fine actress. Yeah, I loved it in that one, in that segment with John Pertwee in any guys seen The House of Drip Blood, where you've got like 4 stories all revolving around this house, and the estate agents is called Stoker. Yeah, I think that was a little nod to Dracula myself, but that's a great one, that, where she's going with John Pertwee, he's a horror star, and he buys this cloak, from this dodgy dealer. And it's a vampire cloak, and turns him into the vampire, him and Ingrid Pitt. That's a great one, that. Yeah, I love Ingrid Pitt. Chestnut 7. I had a crush on Leslie Ann Down after seeing her do a TV thing, the one and only Phyllis Dixie. I haven't seen that one. Is that about a stripper? I haven't seen that one. Dr. Impossible saying, I did watch a film on MGM MOD disc the other night called Lisa, made in 1990 by United Artists. Teenage girl's infatuation with a man who turns out to be a serial killer. Not bad. I haven't seen that one, Lisa. I'll have to watch out for that one, Lisa. Yeah. Brian Gilson, I think Leslie played Ingredients Pitt's daughter in it. Alright. Brian saying, sorry, meant to say Ingrid Pitt. Right. Richard Brown saying, giallos have lots of beautiful women in them. I say they do. Yeah. A lot of unknown actresses as well. Yeah. I am a big fan of giallos. Granted, they can be a little bit of a hit and miss. But I think my favourites, my 2 favourites all-time giallo movies are the Bird with the Crystal Plumage and Blood and Black Lace. 2 fantastic movies. And in regards to Blood and Black Lace, I love that kind of like, when it opens and that and the camera pans around the fashion place where all the clothes are. like a bossa nova samba beat. If you've seen Blood and Black Lace, you know what I mean. I think that's a great tune, that a great opening theme. And of course, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, starring the lovely Susie Kendall. I love that movie. I've got the Arrow special edition of that. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Yeah, I love Susie, and Torso as well. That's a good one. Torso and Spasmo. That's a good one. Spasmo. Jeff Joffrey's saying Joan Collins was in a few horror films. Yeah, always look good. I'm gonna do a Joan Collins video saying my favourite horror films of hers, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, she's been in quite a few horror films, Joan Collins. Rapscallion is saying Leslie Ann Down was in the Susie Kendall. That's the one I mean. Assault, yeah. I think it was made in 1970 or 71. That's the one I mean. That's a great one, that. Oh, I tell you what, if you get the Blu-ray, oh my days, the picture is absolutely stunning. It really is. Yeah, Assault, yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good one, that, with Susie Kendall in. Yeah, definitely get that. I'd highly recommend that one, Assault. Richard Brown is saying, I've watched The Stud and The Bitch on Blu-ray recently. Really enjoyed them. I haven't seen them two, Richard, for years. Last time I saw them was on our television. So I'll have to check those out. Yeah, what's the name? And is it Oliver Tobias? Is he in both of them? Or is he just in one of them? The guy who played Arthur, is he in both of them? I can't remember, but I know he's in one of them. I think he's in The Bitch, isn't he? Oliver Tobias. Yeah. Chestnut Steps, and we all love Leslie in From Beyond the Grave. Yeah, definitely. That's a good one, that, From Beyond the Grave. Peter Cushing, he's in charge of the curio shop, isn't he? And everybody that goes in, if they try to rob his till, something horrible happens to them. That's a great one, that. And I love the accent what Peter Cushing puts on, you know, when he sees like somebody's been messing around with the till and he notices money's missing. He sort of shouldn't have done that. He puts his marvellous Yorkshire accent on. Yeah, oh yeah, he's a fantastic actor, Peter Cushing. Yeah, one of my all-time favourite roles. I've said this before, when he played poor old Arthur Grimsdyke in Tales from the Crypt, with that nasty council across the road. You know, he took exception to him having all the kids in his house and that. You know, and he was just an harmless old man. You know, but boy, did he get his revenge. Yeah, and Valentine's Day. The Valentine's Day theme, guys. Yeah. You were mean and cruel from the start. At last you have no heart. That was the rhyme in you know, when he came back from the grave, Peter Cushing's character. Yeah, he ripped his heart out, the nasty councillor neighbour. Peter Cushing's corpse, he ripped his heart out. So the next morning when the dad got up, the councillor's dad, and he seen his son slumped over the desk, he pulled him back and he seen this thing. Well, if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean, wrapped up in bloody paper. And when he opened it up, there was his son's heart and the grisly message. You know, oh yeah, that's a great one, that episode. Yeah, one of the best segments ever written in a horror portmanteau movie. Richard Brown saying Just in the Stud. I was Just in the Stud, was he? Oliver Tobias, right? Jeff saying Assault's good film. Yeah, really talked about, saw it for the first time last summer. It's a great one, Jeff. Yeah, I love Assault. Yeah, well, what I'm trying to do, Jeff, I'm trying to get with me being a huge fan of Susie Kendall, I'm trying to get every single movie what she's made. You know, there's another one I'm after, Jeff, but you can't get it on Blu-ray or DVD. It's called, she made it with her husband, Dudley Moore, and it's called 30 is a Dangerous Age, Cynthia. So if you ever hear of that getting released on Blu-ray or DVD, let me know, you know, because I do want that one. Yeah, 30 is a Dangerous Age, Cynthia. I think it's about Dudley Moore. He's the main protagonist. He's getting he gets depressed about reaching 30, you know. But I don't know the full gist of it, you know. But that's the sort of like impression what I've got from reading the odd review of it. Like, yeah, he's getting depressed about reaching 30. Yeah, so yeah, so let me know anyway. And another one I'm after as well. Oh, another big movie crush of mine was Sharon Tate, who sadly was murdered by the Manson family. She was I thought she was a gorgeous looking girl, you know, and a career cut all too short, sadly, you know, by the murders. Yeah, I want her last film, 13 Chairs, but the only thing is with that, it was very last movie what she made, but it's all in French. You can get the DVD of it, but it's all in French. I want the English language version. So if any studio boutique labels are watching this video, that might be a good movie to release on Blu-ray. Sharon Tate's last movie, 13 Cheers, from 1969. So yeah, so the minute that comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, I'll get that one. Yeah, oh yeah, very, very sad. What happened to Sharon, you know, yeah, a horrible case that, yeah. But yeah, Sharon Tate definitely right up there with me, you know, my all-time favourite movie crushes, yeah. Here you are, guys. Here's a little question for all you men, right? Who, if you had the chance to go on a Valentine's date, right? Who would you pick out the movies? Who would be your dream girl? You know, you'd most love to go, even just you just one date on a Valentine's date. Who would that actress be and why? Yeah, so there you go. I'll post that one to the ladies as well. So it would be your dream boy, dream man who you would most like to have a Valentine's date with. So get thinking. Some of you might happen to think, you'd know right away. It'd just roll up your tongue, wouldn't it? Yeah. So there you go. So 2 questions there, guys and gals. Yeah. Dr. Impossible saying Leslie Ann Down looked great in the first great train robbery with Donald Sutherland. Oh, yeah, he's a great actor, him, Donald Sutherland. I like Donald Sutherland, yeah. And Sean Connery, yeah, iconic actor. Great film and score by the late Jerry Goldsmith. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. No. Brian Gilson, Jennifer Connelly is a beautiful actress. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with her, Jennifer Connelly. Zami Adams, Jenny Agutter in American Werewolf in London. Oh, I'll say. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, that's my all-time favourite spoof werewolf movie, that. American Werewolf in London. Oh, yeah, Jenny Agutter, she is nice, yeah. Richard Brown, wasn't Michael Reeves who did Witchfinder General going to direct the 13 Chairs? I'm not too sure, Richard. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, that 13 Chairs is a movie high on me most wanted list. That one, the last Sharon Tate movie. So as I say, any of you guys ever in news that it's available on Blu-ray, don't hesitate to drop me a line. You know, yeah, definitely. I did like Sharon, and well, my favourite 2 Sharon Tate movies are The Eye of the Devil and the other one she made about her husband Roman Polanski. The Fearless Vampire Killers, also known as Dance of the Vampires. They're my 2 favourite Sharon Tate movies. I've got them in my collection. But Valley of the Dolls is one I'd like in my collection. But the only thing is with that, the story was rubbish. You know, I didn't like the story. But Sharon Tate, she looks absolutely stunning in it. She really does, you know. But I always feel sad when I see Sharon on, you know, in movies and that. You know, I really feel a pang of sadness. She's a beautiful looking girl, and you're very, very sad, as I say, what happened to her. But yeah, the Valley of the Dolls, I think it's a Criterion's released a special edition of that. If any of you guys have got that edition, let me know what it's like, you know, yeah, because I do want that one, even though the story isn't much cop. I would like that in my Sharon Tate collection, yeah. Zami Adams, Candice Bergen in her prime was the sexiest woman alive. Candice Bergen, yeah, I think she was a friend of Sharon Tate's. I'm sure she was, yeah. I tell you, it was a great friend of Sharon Tate's. Joanna Pettis, blonde girl, very slim girl. She's been in a lot of TV movies and ordinary movies, and she's been in a couple of the Night Gallery episodes. One particular one, the girl with the hungry eyes, yeah. So yeah, Joanna Pettis, she's quite nice, yeah. Dr. Impossible saying Joan Collins really did hit the late 1970s scene with the stud and the bitch, yeah. I think I have both on Optimum releasing DVD, right? Oliver Tobias as Tony. I need to watch the stud again, yeah. As I say, it's years since I watched both, so I do remember them coming out in novels as well, yeah. So I'll have to get those Blu-rays, yeah. It's years since I've seen them. Jeff Joppy saying one of the best segments for me is the David Warner feed me. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, that mirror, yeah. Feed me, yeah. The vampire story from Beyond the Grey. Well, that is creepy, that it really is, yeah. He just keeps on killing, doesn't he? You know, irrevocably, you know, and mercilessly, you know, with the sensitivity in the mirror and that, yeah. And I think that was actually from an R. Chetwynd Hayes story. You know, the great English ghost horror writer R. Chetwynd Hayes. Yeah. A lot of his stories were adapted for some of those horror anthology movies. Yes, I'm sure that's a R. Chetwynd Hayes story. Richard saying Jennifer Connelly was in Phenomena. Right, yeah, I've got Phenomena, the 4K. I haven't watched it yet, so I'll have to check that out. Chestnut Step 7, Honor Blackman in her younger years was gorgeous, yeah. And Diana Rigg, she was my favourite co-star with Steed, John Steed, yeah. She played Mrs. Peel, didn't she, in the Avengers, yeah. Loved Diana Rigg. I loved that cameo appearance in Last Night in Soho, yeah, fantastic. Anna Taylor-Joy fans here. Very popular lady, isn't she, Anna Taylor-Joy? The doctor's saying the David Warner segment is probably the best one. I agree, Alan. Yeah, very good, that one. He was good in The Omen, wasn't he, Doctor, when he played the photographer. He had his head sliced off, yeah. He's a good actor, David Warner, yeah. Fantastic. Richard Brown saying Donald Pleasance and Ian Bannon segment from Beyond the Grave is the best one. Oh yeah, the old war hero, yeah. Shall we have the pleasure again tonight, sir? Yeah, he's standing outside, isn't he, with the matches lighters. Yeah, that's a great one, that. And wasn't Donald Pleasance's daughter, the character she played in that, really creepy? Oh my days, she was really creepy, yeah. When I first watched that when I was a kid, God, she really spooked me. You know, her face and that. And when she started getting up, you know, and started humming that tune, you know, oh yeah. Diana Dawes is in that as well, isn't she? Yeah. Great, that's a great movie, that. And while we're on the subject of horror anthology movies, guys, I've ordered the Creep Show, not the Creep Show movies, but the Creep Show series, series 2 and 3. So I'm looking forward to getting them. I did have season 1, but some of the stories were a bit meh, you know. But I've heard that they've improved since. I was watching a video what the Rock God done. He done a very good video where he had the three Creep Shows on Blu-ray. Very good, like, you know, because he said, like, you know, some good stories in them and that, you know. So I've ordered them, so I'm waiting for them to come. So no doubt, so with me being a completist, I must probably get the first season again, maybe if it's reduced, and watch it again, see if any of the stories have grown on me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them. Yeah, look fantastic. Yeah, I said the Rock God video. We've done a real good unboxing video of them. Jeff saying, "Do you want me to?" Yes, darling. Yes. Ian Bannon. He's been in many a good movie. And Ian Bannon, he really has. He's a great actor. Brian Gilson saying, Linda Hayden. Now you're talking. Another big crush of mine, Linda Hayden. Yeah, Linda Hayden was really good in Blood on Satan's Claw. I love that movie. I loved it in Taste of Blood of Dracula as well. And The House on Straw Hill, that's a good one. The House on Straw Hill. And was her first movie Baby Doll. I'm sure that was her first movie, Baby Doll. But oh yeah, I love Linda Hayden. Fantastic. Those eyes as well. She's got those eyes that stand out, hasn't she? You know. A very nice lady as well. She goes to the horror conventions and that, you know. KEN, not a movie star, but my first crush was Karen Woodward from Bananarama. Still looks great. I used to be a big fan of Bananarama. Yeah, I used to like Cruel Summer. It Ain't What You Do, It's the Way That You Do It with Fun Boy 3. Yeah, I Heard a Rumour. I liked all the songs, Bananarama. Yeah, but I loved that Cruel Summer. Thought that was one of the best, that, yeah. In the summer of, was it summer of 84? Cruel Summer, yeah, loved that one. So 84 or 83. Dr. Impossible is saying, is that the Joseph McGrath film with Dudley Moore? I saw it once but didn't take to it. I wonder if Indicator might get the film. I think Columbia Pictures made it. I don't know, Doctor. I'm not too sure. 30's a dangerous age, Cynthia. Yeah, I'm not too sure, you know. But well, even if the story's crap, it'd be nice to see Susie Kendall in another movie. I absolutely love that woman. I think she's one of the most beautiful looking ladies that has ever appeared in both TV and film. She's just got this. I like her eyes. She got like a doe-eyed look about her. You know, the big hazel eye and a honey blonde hair. Oh yeah, I think she's a lovely looking girl, Susie Kendall. Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't know Dudley Moore was married to such a beautiful girl. I mean, I know he did have a couple of relationships, didn't he, with quite a few women. But I didn't know. I never knew he was married to Susie Kendall at one point. Yeah, but oh yeah, lucky bugger. Yeah, but oh yeah, I love Susie Kendall. Yeah, it's just a pity she didn't make any more movies, you know, because she was a truly, as well as being a very beautiful lady, she was a truly fine actress. You know, I do remember it being in an episode of The Persuaders, with Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. Any of you guys remember that series, The Persuaders? Yeah, she's in an episode of that. Yeah, that's what I used to like about The Persuaders. I like the chemistry between Moore and Curtis, and I used to like the guest stars as well. You get a beautiful woman in, and you get the two guys fighting over and that. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Oh, those were the days, the early 70s. Yeah, some fantastic series. Right, Chestnut 7 is saying, I've now completed all my Amicus anthologies finally. Oh, good on you. They're great, the Amicus anthology movies. I love them. I never get tired of watching them, And whenever I get a new horror anthology movie, I compare it. The benchmark is always Amicus, and I compare any new horror anthology movie I get to the standard of the Amicus movies. And very, very rarely, let me tell you guys, very, very rarely do these modern anthology movies stand up to the brilliance that was Amicus. Yeah, but that's just my opinion. As I always say, that is just my opinion. But I don't think anybody, when it comes to making horror anthology movies, guys, I don't think Amicus can be bettered. They seem to just get spot on, just like Hammer did with Dracula and Frankenstein. They just had that magic. Everything just sort of like fell into place, really, So, oh yeah, I love Amicus. Yeah, fantastic company. Richard Brown, do you like Pamela Franklin? Pamela Franklin, now, the name rings a bell, but what was she in, Pamela Franklin? It does ring a bell, Pamela Franklin. Jeff's saying, how about Susan George? She was in that film, Fright. I've got that one on Blu-ray, yeah, with Dennis Waterman and Ian Bannon, yeah. Played the nutter, yeah, that's right, yeah. He was a bloody nutcase, he played in that as well, wasn't he, yeah? I love Fright, yeah, it's a great movie, that. She was good in Straw Dogs as well, Susan George, wasn't she, yeah? Loved that one. And she's been in a couple of the Tales of the Unexpected as well, Susan George, yeah? Very, very fine actress. Chestnut 7 is saying Annette Andre from Randall Hobkirk. Yeah, oh yeah, the girl who played Jeannie. Yeah, and talking of Jeannie, another big crush of mine was the American actress Barbara Eden. Oh my days, was she nice? Yeah, oh yeah, lovely eyes, lovely hair, lovely figure. Oh, she had it in bucket loads, guys. Glamour. Barbara Eden. Yeah, fantastic. Richard's saying Pamela Franklin was, oh yeah, and Soon the Darkness, the girl with the dark girl, yeah, who went after her mate Michelle Dotrice. I know you mean now. Yeah. Sometimes you hear these actresses' names bandied about, but you can't put a face to them, if you know what I mean. But when you say what movies they were in, it clicks right away, So yeah, Pamela Franklin, yeah, she's very nice. I love that movie in Soon the Darkness. Yeah, what a twist. Oh my days. Bear with me, guys. The comments have just gone up a little bit. Getting more people coming into the room now. So, Chestnut 7 is saying Pamela Franklin was in The Innocents, right? Yeah, is that the one with the ghost story with Deborah Carr? Years since I saw that one, but it's a very good story. That. Very, very ambiguous story. All the nuances sprinkled in. I mean, you didn't know if it was all in Deborah Carr's mind or if there was really ghosts there. Yeah, bit like the one what's the name made, Nicole Kidman. The others, that was a very, very good one as well. I love the twist as well in that. I always love a movie with a good twist, guys. Well, if you've been following me, channel, you'll know I always love a movie with a good twist. The icing on the cake for me. Jeff saying, and Soon the Darkness, great film. It is indeed, Jeff, yeah. One of my all-time favourites in Soon the Darkness. Love the French countryside, love the two girls, the characters, and the villages and that, and the anxiety of Pamela Franklin when her mate goes missing, oh, it's a great movie, that, yeah. Again, written by the late, great Brian Clemens of Thriller fame, who also wrote a lot of episodes for the Avengers. He was a great writer, Brian Clemens. He had it right down to a T, didn't he? He knew how to put a good story together. Oh yeah, he was a great writer, Brian Clemens. Yeah, fantastic. Brian's saying Stephanie Beacham is really nice in the film with Peter Cushing about the crawling hand. Oh yeah, I know the one you mean. Yeah, yeah. It's a, and now the screaming starts, or scream and scream again. I always get those two mixed up, you know. But I know the one you mean. Yeah. Anybody like Britt Eklund? I think she's quite nice. Yeah, Britt Eklund, yeah, married to Peter Sellers. Yeah, and of course she was in the Bond, one of the Bond films, wasn't she? Yeah. I liked it in Asylum, where she played Lucy Comes to Stay, where she played like the friend, the girl's imaginary friend. You know, Charlotte Rampling. I think the main protagonist was. Yeah, and she kept imagining she had this blonde friend called Lucy, which was played by Britt Eklund. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Britt Eklund. Yeah. Oh, she's gorgeous. Doctor Impossible. There's a very enjoyable romantic film I have in my extensive collection called Interlude 1968. The film stars Oscar Werner, Barbara Ferris, and has a beautifully constructed score by Georges Delure. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, Doctor. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Interlude. Thanks for that, mate. Richard Brown saying Stephanie Beacham was good in Seminoid with Judy Geeson. Judy Geeson's another nice looking lady. Yeah, I've got that in Seminoid in the in that box set. That was came out a couple of years ago. Yeah, I forget the name of the director, but yeah, it's a great box set. That, yeah, Indicator. Yeah. I like Cheryl Ladd as well. I think she's quite nice. Yeah, lovely looking girl. Yeah, she was in she came into Charlie's Angels in a couple of series on, I don't know if it was season 3, but yeah, I love Cheryl Ladd. Yeah. Jacqueline Smith as well. She's quite nice. Yeah, so there you go. So if any of you guys got any plans, any pickups planned, you know, any films what have taken your fancy and you hope to pick up this week, let me know. Always interested to hear about your pickups and that. Yeah. Richard Brown saying Norman J. Warren. That's the box set. Norman J. Warren. Yeah, yeah, that's a great set. That, love that set. I tell you another box set, guys. I treasure the William Castle collection. That's a great one. That, but only the first one. I don't like the second one. So any fans of William Castle here, he was noted for his gimmicks. He'd have like gimmicks and that. You know, for instance, like the Tingler. He sort of like rig the audience's seats with like an electric buzzer. And when a scary moment came on the screen, you get somebody pressing the buzzer and you're going, oh, you know, jump out they jump out the seat and that, you know. He done all these gimmicks and that, William Castle. He was noted for doing gimmicks to accompany his movies and that, yeah. Oh, very, very fine director, William Castle. So if you haven't got that box set, I'd highly recommend it. It's a great one. But only the first volume. The second one wasn't much cop. Jeff is saying, Brian Clements, awesome writer. You're right, Alan. Yeah, he certainly was. Yeah, he wrote all those Avengers stories and Thriller and The Professionals. Yeah, on a manual typewriter. I know. Yeah, he always great. He was great, Brian Clements. Yeah, and with me being a writer myself, he's been a big inspiration. You know, to my own writing pursuits. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think he's one of the finest writers ever. You know, in the world of film, TV, and that. Yeah. Oh yeah, great writer. Absolutely consummate, master of his craft. Brian saying Norman J. Warren, I think, directed in Seminole. Yeah, the Norman J. Warren collection, that's the one I was referring to. Yeah. Chestnut F7 saying Judy Geeson, another lovely actress, 10 Rillington Place. Yeah. Creepy true story, yeah, about the serial killer John Christie. Oh, that's a pretty dark film, that. Yeah. Richard Attenborough, oh, he doesn't have to take him off good, doesn't he? Yeah, it was very, very dark movie though. Yeah, really good. Yeah, that was another horrifying case, that, wasn't it? I think it happened, was it 1949 or 1950? Oh yeah, yeah, very, very dark, very, very disturbing case, that. He's in the Chamber of Horrors, John Christie, along with all the other murders from history. Richard Brown might buy the Michael J. Murphy box set from Indicator, 10 discs, right? Brian Gilson saying, I like the Flesh and Blood show with Jenny Hanley. Jenny Hanley's another big crush of mine. I'm glad you mentioned Jenny. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I love her. I love her in everything. I love her in her films. I loved her in Magpie. I loved her when she used to do Saturday Night at the Mill. I loved her in the Bond films. Yeah, oh yeah, I love Jenny Hanley. Yeah, Jimmy Hanley's daughter. Yeah, yeah. Oh, she was fantastic in Magpie as well when she took over from, I think it was Susan Stranks. Anybody old enough to remember Magpie? But oh yeah, Jenny Hanley is right in my top 20 of all-time crushes. Jeff Joffrey, yes. Chestnut 7 had a great performance by John Hurt too. 10 Millington Place, yeah. Yeah, Timothy Evans, yeah. Yeah, he went to the gallows, didn't he? Took the blame for the murders and that, yeah. He was a great actor, John Hurt, wasn't he? Yeah. Loved him in Alien as well. He played the the doomed Kane, didn't he? With the well, of course, I don't need to say what happened to him when the thing went down down his throat, yeah. One of the most terrifying scenes in horror movie history, that. Still wins to this day when it comes on. Robert Turner saying, and Soon the Darkness has been remade. Never seen it though. That's the one, are you referring to the one with it in Argentina? It was okay. I didn't think it was as good as the original though. My mum liked it. You know, she thought there was more in that, but I do prefer the original. I've got a soft spot, for the original one with Michelle Doutrice and Pamela Franklin. Right, Chestnut 7 is saying, Jeff, yes, John Hurt was brilliant, indeed he was. Brian's saying The Tingler is a great William Castle film, yeah, it's a good one, that, The Tingler. Jeff's saying John Hurt, also good as Quentin Crisp, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Naked Civil Servants, yeah. He played the Elephant Man as well, didn't he? Yeah, he played the Elephant Man. Not really a fan of that movie. Such a versatile actor. Yeah, he is. Richard Brown and Soon the Darkness remake was rubbish. Amber Heard was in it, right? Yeah, I'd say I did prefer the original. You know, the original one with Michelle Doutrice and Pamela Franklin. I'll tell you one of my all-time favourite British movies, guys. From 1971, The Man Who Haunted Himself with Roger Moore, where he plays like you think he's got like a double Pelham. That's a great one. That I've spoke about that often on my channel. If you haven't seen that one, if you like doppelganger movies, check out that one. The Man Who Haunted Himself. Roger Moore he said himself that was his favourite movie. Yeah. So I've got the Blu-ray of that. I haven't listened to the commentary yet because you can play it with the commentary, and Roger Moore gives his thoughts on the movie as a whole. So I'll have to play that and play the commentary as well. But oh yeah, I love that one, The Man Who Haunted Himself. They did an Alfred Hitchcock episode as well. The same kind of story. It was called The Strange Case of Mr. Pelham. So if any of you's got the Alfred Hitchcock box set, which I have and I love, you will be familiar with that one. Yeah. Quite different in many respects, but both of them are very good stories, especially the Roger Moore one. They had you guessing right to the end, you know. Did he have a double, or was it all in his mind, you know? But yeah, that's a great one, that. Dr. Impossible saying, Mickey and Maud was a Dudley Moore film that makes me laugh. It's Blake Edwards, but the film is just a guilty pleasure, right? Has Richard Mulligan from Soap. Oh yeah, I remember Soap. That used to be shown late on. It was a Friday night. I remember Soap. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I do remember it. Yeah, it had a catchy theme tune as well. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so as I say, yeah, keep the movie crushes coming, guys. Yeah, very interested in that. Hearing all the ladies that make you go weak at the knees, and of course vice versa with the women. Any particular heartthrob, you know, who you like, you know, on screen and that. Talking about male heartthrobs, guys, getting away from movies for a minute and going into the music world. I remember in my school, two big crushes were David Cassidy and Donny Osmond. So if any of you guys are as old as me and were in, you know, 1973, 74, you will remember, you know, the girls in your class. How much they loved David Cassidy and Donny Osmond, and then he went on to the Bay City Rollers then. Yeah, oh yeah, they used to come in, guys, with you know, there was a magazine then called Music Star. Anybody remember that? They used to come in, got the new Music Star, and guess who's on the front? Donny Osmond. And guess who's on the front of Pop Swap? David Cassidy. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, tell you, oh yeah, they absolutely went mad. Of course, they were good singers, as well as being good-looking blokes. They were good singers, yeah. But Donny, they really went mad on Donny and his brothers. Well, of course, the Osmonds are a very, very talented family. I love the Osmonds myself. I thought their music was fantastic. And I loved it the way, like, they might do a ballad, then they might do a quick one. They might do Puppy Love, then they might do Crazy Horses and Let Me In. Yeah, oh yeah, another big favourite Osmond one of mine is I Can't Stop from spring 1974. Anybody remember that one? I Can't Stop. You're the girl I'm gonna love. That's a great one. That very, very underrated Osmond tune. That, and I like that other one, Going Home from 1973. Yeah, I always remember going my first trip to Blackpool in 1973 in the summer. We were going home on the coach, me and my family and that, and we were playing. Do you remember Tom Brown doing the top 20 on a Sunday night? They were playing that Going Home on the coach. Going back home, because it was an appropriate song, wasn't it? Going Home, yeah, that's a great one. That, and as I say, I love Let Me In, and Don't Love Me for a Reason. I loved all the Osmond songs, and of course the girl Marie, she had a good voice, didn't she? I'm Leaving It All Up to You with her brother, and Paper Roses, yeah, and then little Jimmy, yeah, the long-haired lover. This is a bit of a tongue twister. The long-haired lover from Liverpool. Oh yeah, fantastic, the Osmonds, yeah. Oh, those were the days, guys, yeah. Still popular now, the Osmonds, yeah. I think they've got their own theatre. I'm sure they've got their own theatre in America. He appeared on Andy Williams, didn't he, when they were really young, yeah. Very, very talented family, the Osmonds. Brian Gilson is saying, my mum loves the theme from The Man Who Haunted Himself, yeah. Oh, talking about TV themes, yeah. I love that one, the Man in Suitcase one. I think that's great, that. And The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, I love that theme as well, yeah. I might do a video at some point in the future, my all-time favourite TV and movie themes, so stay tuned for that one, guys, yeah. Yeah, I love that, Man. And Joe 90, that's a good theme as well. And I love the theme from Crossroads as well. Love that one, yeah. And the Rockford Files. Oh, there's loads, guys. There really is, loads. And I recently had the... anybody remember that series, The Human Jungle, with Herbert Lom, where he played a psychiatrist, and he was sort of like... He had different cases every week, and that. He was like a kind of copper as well. I've just finished watching the box set of that. But I love the theme of that as well. The Human Jungle, yeah. Oh, yeah. Memories are coming back tonight, guys, I tell you. Jeff Joffe, Dr. Harold and Maude is a good film too, yeah. Remember Thunderbirds theme? Thunderbirds are go. That was a good tune as well. And another great favourite of mine. This actually got to #1 in the year I started Corpus Christi School in Birkenhead. It got to #1 September at Eye Level by the Simon Park Orchestra. Anybody remember that one? I thought that was a cracking theme tune. That Eye Level, yeah, from the series Vanderbalk, yeah. And I like the another show that was popular then. The Colditz, that was a good theme as well, although I don't think that got in the charts, but oh yeah, I used to love Anthony Valentine and that. The Colditz, yeah, fantastic. I had the game as well, guys. Any of you guys had the Colditz game? Where I just couldn't get out that castle at all. I played it, and it just got over the walls, and somebody would draw a card saying you've been shot. So after all the going around the castle and collecting all the ropes and the wire cutters and that, you had all these piles of cards. And you got out the castle, and the German player, he might draw a card and saying you shot all prisoners outside the castle, shot, and your hopes would go up in smoke. But yeah, I think that was a Parker game, if memory serves me correctly. But yeah, I loved all those board games. I'd tell you another one I had as well, guys. The Fastest Gun. My dad bought me that at Christmas 1973. That was a good Christmas. That I got some pretty good board games at Christmas 1973. Yeah, The Haunted House as well. Remember that one? Kaplunk. Buckaroo, I had all them. I had all those games. Richard Brown, David Essex was a big heartthrob. He was, yeah, very, very good singer as well. Very good singer. I like him singing Winter's Tale and Rock On, and I love him in the two movies as well. That'll Be the Day and Stardust. Always great. David Essex, yeah. Silver Dream Machine, yeah, fantastic. Very, very talented man. Chestnut 7, yeah, Donny Osmond, and then John Travolta at my school, yeah, and Bay City Rollers, yeah. Well, when John Travolta came out, I just left school. I left school in 1977 when all the punk rock was at its height, and the Queen's Silver Jubilee. I remember vividly, you know, all the posters of the Sex Pistols everywhere and that. The Record Mirror. Any of you guys ever get the Record Mirror? They were always in it. The Sex Pistols, you know. But yeah, so I tell you what I've been watching, guys, on YouTube. Anybody of you remember a pop series called Get It Together? It used to be on in the 70s and in the early 80s, and Roy North, you know, the fella that was in Basil Brush, he hosted it with a girl. It's good, yeah, you want to watch it, Get It Together. It has like all the old pop stars in and new ones that were coming out at the same time, and they sing as well, the host. So I've been watching that on YouTube. It's only about half an hour. Yeah, reliving me memories of when I was a teenager. Yeah, so I highly recommend it if you're looking for a good 70s pop show. Type in Get It Together, and it's a great show. Yeah, it really brings the memories. Really keep flooding back watching that. Chestnut 7 is saying, I always like the dark-haired ABBA singer. Most boys like the blonde. I like the blonde girl as well. Agneta, yeah, oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, she was my number one. And yet, you know, well, let's face it, she was a beauty, wasn't she? And still is, actually. Yeah, oh yeah. I fell in love with her when I first saw her. She was my personification of my perfect dream girl. And yet, yeah, I always remember seeing her in Warsaw when he won the Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo. Oh yeah. She was the girl all the guys went for. No, Frida was nice. Don't get me wrong, I like Frida as well. But Agneta, a blonde hair, obviously. You know, well, gentlemen prefer blondes, don't they? Gentlemen prefer blondes. So you're looking at one now. So yeah, oh yeah, she was gorgeous, yeah. And she used to get, whenever she, if you guys have seen ABBA the movie with it in Australia, you know where they're at that the news conference and the press saying, it always comes up, is it true you are the proud owner of the most sexiest bottom in Europe? And Agneta, she doesn't know what to say at first, and she laughs and she says, well, I haven't seen it. You know, so oh yeah, fantastic, yeah. Oh yeah, she carved a reputation for having the sexiest bottom in the whole world. You know, when he done that tour in Australia, that's a great one. That ABBA the movie, yeah. I've watched that many times, and it really brings the memories flooding back. I might do an ABBA. Tell you what, guys, I might do an ABBA live stream one week, yeah, because I'm trying to vary it now as well as doing the horror. I'll do an ABBA one, so I'm sure I'll get quite a few people attending that. So I always want to do an ABBA live stream, yeah. So yeah, stay tuned. It could be happening sooner than you think, yeah. Right, onto the comments, guys. Jeff's saying Barbara Shelley had a really beautiful face. She really did. And as I say, in that Dracula Prince of Darkness, oh God, did she change from a prim and proper lady into a sensual, scorching vampire? My days. Dr. Impossible. Stephanie Powers, yeah, another very attractive American actress. My lord, when I was in my teens in the 1980s, that lady had the looks, the figure, and a very sexy voice. I know, very popular lady, Stephanie Powers. She was in, she started with Robert Wagner, didn't she, in Heart to Heart? Yeah, oh yeah. I liked it in that Hammer movie as well, Fanatic, where the guy who she's dating, the mother, she's a religious zealot, and she keeps Stephanie Powers locked up in the room, doesn't she? You know, that's a great one, that Fanatic, yeah. Donald Sutherland's in that, he plays one of the sons. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. And the lady that plays the mother, the religious zealot, is an old Hollywood actress called Tallulah Bankhead. Very, very popular actress, you know, Hollywood actress. So, oh yeah, that's a great one, that Fanatic. The big Ethan 95 is saying, I had a crush on Linda Carter back in the day, who played Wonder Woman, and Barbara Bain, who played Helena Russell in Space 1999. Yeah, as my dad loved Linda Carter. I like her myself. And she had her own show, didn't she? And was it the early 80s where she sang and danced? Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Linda Carter. She still looks good today. Yeah, definitely. Right, Jeff's saying Omen MD was a great TV, them two, Alan, but the BBC wiped all the episodes starring Nigel Stock, who was in The Great Escape. Owen MD, do you mean, Jeff? Is it Owen MD? I don't think I ever saw that one. I do remember a series called Marcus Webley MD, which starred Robert Young. That's going back a bit even further. Anybody remember Emergency Ward 10 and Z Cars? They were the big staples when I was growing up as a kid in the late 60s. Stratford Johns and Stratford Johns, yeah, he was the I think he was the sergeant, wasn't he? Stratford Johns, yeah. And Frank Windsor, he was good. He was in Softly Softly as well, wasn't he? Frank Windsor, yeah. Jeff Joffe theme, Rice. Yeah, it's been some great TV themes over the years, hasn't there? Chestnut Step 7, Lindsay DePaul, Rock Bottom, great song. I absolutely love Rock Bottom, and it should have won the Eurovision Song Contest that year with Mike Moran. Yeah, I remember it well. Again, in 1977, the Eurovision Song Contest. I've watched it many times on YouTube. You know, the old clips of them just sitting back to back. Where are we? Rock Bottom, Tragedy. We got them. Oh yeah, pure magic, guys. Yeah, I love Lindsay DePaul. I like her singing Sugar Me. Love that one. I like and once she had the Christmas in 1973, where she's a wallflower. Won't somebody dance with me? Remember that one? That was a great one. That. Oh yeah, I love Lindsay DePaul. Yeah, yeah. Great shame we've lost her, isn't it? You know, she was a great singer, very talented lady. Yeah, very attractive as well. Yeah, and she sang No Honestly, didn't she? The theme to the John Alderson, Pauline Collins series from 1974. Yeah, she sang that. No Honestly. Right, Dr. Impossible is saying Kate Bush or Wuthering Heights. That woman knew how to do the split, sensual world. My mum hates Kate Bush. I like her singing Babushka. It was out in 1980. Babushka. I like that one. And she made a song called Hammer Horror as well. You know, any of you guys remember that one, Hammer Horror? But I know Wuthering Heights was a big hit in the spring of 1978, yeah. Chestnut Step 7 is saying, yes, Alan should have won Rock Bottom. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I love Rock Bottom. And another British entry, guys, I would have liked to see, you know, when it was Let Me Be the One Who's Loving You Tonight by The Shadows. You remember that one? From 1975. What's the name on it that year? Didn't he teach you in Ding a Dong? Yeah, and what you all think, guys? If there's any Liverpoolians here, what do you all think? Liverpool's hosting the Eurovision Song Contest this year. Wow, we never thought I'd see that. Yeah, so they're getting all prepared now and that, you know, getting everything ready and that, you know. So it should be interesting when you go over to Liverpool for a drink and that when that's on the Saturday night. When that's on, it'll be heaving, won't it? You know, yeah. So yeah, who'd ever thought, that we'd host the Eurovision Song Contest? Fantastic. Yeah. Cliff Richard was unlucky as well, wasn't he? When in the 60s with Congratulations, yeah. Some of the Eurovision winners, there's only been a few I've really liked, you know. I like Hallelujah, Milk and Honey. That was good. They won it in 1979, if my memory serves me correctly. And Nicole, A Little Piece, the German girl, she won it in 1982, if you remember. When I think of 1982, I always think of two things: the Falklands War and my 21st birthday. So when anybody mentions 1982, those two things spring up right away: the Falklands War and my 21st birthday. It only seems like yesterday. I was 21. I did get the key of the door as well, by the way. Yeah, but that Falklands War. Oh, I thought that was going to go on forever, didn't you? You know, and you get like the fella coming on, wouldn't you? Of a night, he'd come on, like a fella, I think he was from the Ministry of Defence, with glasses on, and he'd come on, very dramatic, you know, very sepulchral tone. I counted them all out, and I counted them all in. Yeah, all that, yeah. And that was one of the presenters, wasn't it, on one of the ships? But very, very similar tone, you know, very dramatic, yeah. Well, oh, God. I thought that was going to go on forever. Chestnut Step 7. Remember, we got no pois a few years back. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we got no pois, I know. And Johnny Linden's going to be in it this year, isn't he? I don't know what the song is. I was surprised, yeah. Is it any of you guys heard the song? Is it any good? I was surprised when I heard he was going to be in it. Surely he's not going to sing Sex Pistols songs, is he? He was in Public Image as well, wasn't he? A group called Public Image. Brian Gilson. I was born in August 1982, right? What's the name was big that year, wasn't it? The Kids from Fame. Yeah, everywhere I went, I was saying, Fame, I'm going to live forever, everywhere I went, you know. Yeah, and that other song was quite big then, the I've Never Been to Me. Every time I used to go to a nightclub, he'd always put that on at the end, the smoochies, you know. Yeah, it was a Charlotte somebody sang it. Yeah, Never Been to Me, very popular song, yeah. The big Ethan 95 is saying, do you remember Sheena Easton? I do remember Sheena Easton very, very well. 1980, yeah. She's on the Esther Ranson show, the big time. Had a few hits, including For Your Eyes Only. Yeah, For Your Eyes Only, the Roger Moore Bond movie. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah. My Baby Takes the Morning Train. Yeah, and it was a double A side, wasn't it? Modern Girl. Yeah, yeah. It was like an early version of the X Factor. Yeah, they do grooming a Wendy to be a star. Yeah, Esther Ranson. Yeah, I remember Sheena Easton. Well, good singer. Chestnut 7 is saying Tucker's Luck. It rings a vague bell. Yeah, it rings a vague bell. Yeah, so I'm enjoying the stream tonight, guys. After a hiatus of a couple of weeks, yeah, just catching up on my work and that, you know, me writing. It's good to be back, and I've got loads of ideas in the pipeline for new, you know, for new live streams. Yeah, yeah. Now and again, I felt like going on of a weekend and that, you know, doing a quick impromptu one, you know. So, but if ever I do want to do one of a weekend, I'll let you know in advance. So I don't just go on as nobody there and that, you know. So I don't want to end up talking to myself, do I? So yeah. So as I say, I'll let you know if I do one in between. I'll tell you another movie, guys, I've ordered. I don't know if you guys would be familiar with this one. Burt Reynolds. It's a movie called Skullduggery. It's basically about you know, like one of these cannibal movies, like this tribe in the jungle, the lost tribe, basically. And it's sort of like they've got to try and determine, you know, how human they are or how inhumane they are. Yeah, it goes to court or something. Yeah, so I've ordered that. It's a very, very rare movie. I've ordered on Blu-ray. It's Skullduggery. And as I say, I'm waiting for the Creep Show. I'm waiting for the Creep Shows to come, and then the Christopher Lee box set should be here any day. And I've ordered Maniac Cop as well. So it's years since I saw it, so I've ordered that on Blu-ray. So I'm waiting for that to come. So that's something to look forward to. So there you go. The big Ethan 95 is saying the Kids from Fame sang Star Maker. Yeah, remember it well. And High Fidelity. Yeah, oh yeah. They had some good songs from that TV series, didn't they? The Kids from Fame. Yeah, some great songs. I'll tell you another big hit. The big hit in the summer of '82 was the Sting one, Spread a Little Happiness. That was it. That was a great one, that. Yeah, that was a good one what he made. Yeah, I like a couple of the Police's songs, you know, Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. I think that's quite good. And Sending Out an SOS, Message in a Bottle. That's good, yeah. And that the the da da da. I like that one as well, yeah. I might do it again in a future live. I might do you know, 70s and 80s theme and that, you know, talking about songs that were out in the 70s and 80s. So stay tuned for that one, if you'll pardon the pun. Yeah. Right, so guys, as I say, with the theme of tonight's stream being movie crushes, yeah, keep them coming. You know, who was the female actress that really made you go weak at the knees? Who was the male actor you would most like to date? You know, for the Valentines, yeah, keep them coming, yeah. Keep it clean though. Chestnut 7 is saying The Burning was a slasher film in 1982. Yeah, I wasn't too keen on that one, but I do remember the scene with the shears and the boat. Yeah, but apart from that, not one of my favourite movies, The Burning. I think it's quite an overrated movie, if you ask me. I do prefer the Friday the 13th, you know, franchise. I did not like that new Halloween movies. I won't go on too much about it, guys, but if you've been following me videos, you know what I think of that. yeah, I watched a good movie the other night called it's a French film like called Eyes Without a Face. I've done a review of that on my channel. So if you haven't seen the review, it's basically about this doctor. He's a kind of a mad doctor, and his daughter's been injured in a car crash. Down to him speeding. It's his fault. And he's got his own clinic and that. He's got patients and that. And what he's doing, he's got a female assistant to help him. The woman that was in Suspiria, that played the one of the principals in the college. She helps him. She goes out looking for girls, enticing them back to the house. And once she's enticed them back to his house, he chloroforms them, and he takes the faces off them and grafts them onto his daughters. It's a very good movie. Yeah, I won't tell you too much about it. It's basically a mad scientist, and he's trying to fix his daughter's face. So that's one worth checking out. Very good, yeah. I found it very entertaining. I wasn't bored once with that. It held me attention right through. Yeah, there wasn't one dull moment in that. I thoroughly enjoyed that one, and I'm going to watch it again in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, it's fantastic. Although I've said this before, I'm not a great fan of foreign movies where you've got to look at the words underneath. But in this particular case, this one, Eyes Without a Face, I thought it was a masterpiece. I really did. The big Ethan 95 is saying, have you got City Heat with Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood? No, I haven't got that one. I have seen it though. I don't remember too much about it. Seen it years ago. Yeah, I'll have to revisit that one at some point. Yeah. So I think I'll go on till about 10 o'clock, guys, if that's okay. Yeah, I've enjoyed it anyway tonight, talking about our movie crushes and that, and other things besides. So yeah. So, have any of you guys got a particularly favourite love story movie what you like to pull out and watch every Valentine's Day? Let me know. Let me know. Let's discuss it. I'm not really a great fan of sloppy sushy. Too sloppy slushy movies with teenagers in. Oh no. Don't watch them, but I do like a movie that's got like a good love story, maybe subplot, but you've got say it's a horror film, you've got a strong horror story, but you've got a good subplot as well involving the hero and his girl. I do like those type of movies, and the type of movies where where the fella's after the girl, he could have a crush on a girl in an office, and you're wondering where he's going to get her and that he's going to end up with her, and she's not interested in that. Office crushes, they're quite workplace crushes. Yeah, always a bad idea. Always a bad idea, workplace crushes, yeah. As I say, it's a dodgy, because say if you fancy a girl and she doesn't like you, and you sort of it becomes common knowledge in the office, it's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Vice versa, if you ladies, if you fancy a boss or a guy in the office and it's not returned, it always ends in tears, yeah. I've seen quite a few movies along those themes where that sort of things happen, unrequited love. Yeah, so so there you go. I'll tell you one movie, guys, that really bored me to tears. The love story with Ryan O'Neal. Oh, was it Ali McGraw that played the female? Oh my days, was I bored watching that? Oh, I fell asleep. Boring love story. I know a lot of people regard it as a classic, but oh no, it wasn't for me. That Ryan O'Neal and Ali McGraw. Yeah, just boring movie. Get the comments coming in now. Brian's saying, is The Mansion of the Doomed good with Lance Henriksen and Richard Basehart? I did have that one, but I didn't really, I wasn't really fussy on it, Brian. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. It was pretty similar, kind of thing, messing around with people's faces and that. But I didn't like it. I thought it was a bit slow, so I let that one go. But I do like Richard Basehart. I used to like him in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, where he played Admiral Nelson, and I liked his co-star as well. Crane, was it David Hedison? He was good. I used to love Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, but yeah, I didn't like that one, that Mansion of Doom, so I let that go. Yeah, it wasn't for me, that. Chestnut F7 is saying, I like Random Harvest, an old film with the lovely Greer Garson. Yeah, I love Greer Garson. Yeah, very attractive actress. I tell you another actress I love, guys, is Linda Day George. The girl that was married to Christopher George. She's lovely. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's in Pieces. Yeah. If anybody's got that horror movie Pieces, Yeah. Oh, she's been in loads of movies, and most noted for Mission Impossible. You know, Linda Day George. Yeah, she's good in Day of the Animals as well. That's a good one. Yeah. I saw an interview with her a couple of years, not a couple of years ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I believe she may be making a comeback in a new movie. I don't know how true it is, but yeah, she's a nice lady as well. She goes to all the horror conventions and that, and signs, posters and that. Oh, she's lovely, Linda Day George. Yeah, yeah, got long blonde hair. You know, Christopher George. Or was he a lucky man being married to her? I tell you, yeah. Oh yeah, lovely lady, Linda Day George, one of America's top actresses. She's good in Mortuary as well. That's a good horror movie, Mortuary. Brian Gilson, Ghost with Patrick Swayze. He's a good supernatural romance film. Yeah, yeah. I do know a lot of people like that movie. It didn't do anything for me. No, it didn't. I didn't really like it, Bri. Sounds still okay then, guys, up to now. Yeah, let me know if there's any technical hitches. You know, you can hear me loud and clear. This is if you know this is staying. If the sound quality is 100%, this is definitely going to be used permanently. This is it. You see, when you try all these different things with StreamYard, you're wondering, oh, should I use that mic? Should I use this device? And in the end, you know, you sort of like think, flipping heck, which one is it? Which is the best one? But well, from the feedback I've got tonight, this is rating very highly. Thank God. Brian Gilson's sound is good. That's what I like to hear. And when I get that, guys, when I get that Christopher Lee Volume 2, Euro Cryptic Christopher Lee, I'll do an unboxing of that. So it should be here any day now. So once I get it, I'll do an unboxing of it. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. I still miss him to this day, Christopher Lee, fantastic actor. Best Dracula ever. The Wicker Man, one of his greatest movies. Not only did he make a lot of good horror movies, he made a lot of good thrillers as well. You know, and of course he was in the Star Wars, in the Lord of the Rings, wasn't he? I'm not really a great fan of those movies, but he played the wizard character, didn't he? Was it Sauron? Yeah, but I like him mostly. My favourite Christopher Lee's films, what goes without saying, are the Hammer ones. You know, when he played Count Dracula. Yeah, I might actually do a Christopher Lee. Here's another. Yeah, I told you I've got a couple of ideas in the pipeline. I might do a Christopher Lee live stream in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Loads to talk about Christopher Lee. He had such a long and distinguished career. You know, he really did. Yeah. What's all this crap coming on here? Moderators, I need your help. We've got the nutters in. These vermin that infest these streams. I wish I knew where they lived. These I won't swear, but it begins with a T and ends with an S. Go and crawl back under whatever stone you crawled out of. So moderators, if you can hear me, get your fingers on the zap button. I'm not having any of that crap on my channel. Right, the Big Ether 95, Britt Eklund in The Wicker Man. She was beautiful, yeah, definitely. She's beautiful in any movie. Oh yeah, they make me, oh these idiots, you know, they must have anything better to do, must they, with their sad lives, you know. Yeah, so yeah, The Wicker Man's one of my all-time favourite movies, yeah. I didn't like the remake though with Nicolas Cage, and I thought that was a load of tripe. Chestnut F7 is saying Susan Denberg from Frankenstein Created Woman. Yeah, very nice lady. Yeah, Susan Denberg. Oh, thanks, Brian. Yeah, let's hope he's gone for good. As I say, I don't know what they get out of it. You know, I've seen these idiots on other people's live streams as well. You know, half the time you might think you're watching, but let me tell you, we are watching. Oh, yes, we're watching all the time. Yeah, so there you go. So as I say, I'll finish in 10 minutes, guys, if that's okay. Yeah, I've enjoyed it tonight, yeah. And as I say, I've got plenty of ideas, you know, in my brain for some, you know, some good streams, you know, over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. I'll be posting them up as I do them, you know. So Well, as I say, in regards to Valentine's Day, if you're doing anything special with your loved one, hope you have a nice time. You know, don't get too drunk, and don't eat too many chocks. Yeah. So yeah, and of course, if you're on the hunt for your dream girl or your dream man, I wish you the very best of luck. If you go to a nightclub or a pub or whatever you go looking for your dream partner, very best of luck. Yeah. Um, yeah. Have any of you guys got any? While we're on the subject of Valentine's, have you got any favourite movies about dating, like blind dating? You know, like the one with Kim Basinger made a couple of years ago called Blind Dates. I don't remember too much about it. That was kind of a fun movie. That's one I haven't seen, guys. 50 First Dates. Have any of you seen that? 50 First Dates. Is it? If you have, is it any good? As I say, I don't really go much for slushy movies, but if it's got a good story, some of those, some of those Christmas movies on Amazon Prime, some of them have got quite good stories. Because not only does it include the love aspect, the romance, it also includes like other aspects as well. Like the girl could be having trouble with a boss at work, or anybody at all, a friend and that does a date on it. Some of them have got good stories. Those Christmas family movies. I was watching a couple over Christmas and they were very good. So yeah, as I say, if you've got an all-time favourite movie that deals with dating, talk about it. We've got 10 minutes yet. So after all, this is what tonight's theme is. Valentine's, movie crushes and that, yeah. The big word, love. Chestnut Step 7 is saying, I've got my Valentine, but she lives in Chicago. It's always the way, isn't it? We always live far away. The Big Ethan 5 revisited Carry On Screaming the other day and forgot how good it was. It's a great one, that. That's my all-time favourite Carry On movie. And yes, need I say it, I will be doing a video on that movie sometime over the coming weeks, so stay tuned. And the red dress what Vanilla Fielding wore captured a lot of male attention, let me tell you. So stay tuned for that one. That was a good spoof on the Hammer films, wasn't it? Carry On Screaming, Kenneth Williams, yeah. Brian Too Nice. Fantastic. I hope they release, or I know Imprint have released the first 4 Carry On movies, haven't they, in a box set. So I hope they release more, actually, because I might get them. I've got a couple of the Carry Ons on Blu-ray. There's only about 3 or 4 really, but I'd love to see a big box set. A big box set with all the Carry On movies in, The big Ethan 95 said, I booked a table for me and the wife. Hope she likes snooker. Oh, so she's snooker loopy, in the words of Chas and Dave. Remember that song from 1986, Snooker Loopy? Although I'm not a big fan of snooker, boy did I love that record. Real fun record, yeah. Snooker Loopy, nuts are we, yeah. There's someone of, my memory serves me correctly, I think it was out round about May or June of 1986. I like them singing Gertrude as well, Chas and Dave, yeah. And the one they made in 1982, There Ain't No Pleasing You, that's a good one, yeah. Chestnut Step 7, smiley face. Yeah, so there you go. The thing with Valentine's, like it's thrown at you everywhere, isn't it? You go into the supermarket, anywhere, all Valentine's cards everywhere and that, and it's all commercial, isn't it, guys? It's like bonfire fireworks and that, and Halloween. It's all commercialism now, isn't it? Christmas. It's all rolled into one, if you know what I mean. It's they sort of like put it all together, Whereas when I was a kid, you didn't really go mad on Christmas till really the end of November. But now it's in bloody end of August. You're seeing all Christmas stuff in the shops. Easter eggs were in Tesco's in bloody I think it was like January. Yeah, ridiculous. It really is. Wishing our lives away, aren't they? If I was a manager of a store, I'd say they're not going out until a week beforehand. It's like the bloody fireworks and that. Selling them 15th of October. That's bloody madness. That it really is. Whew. And what do you think about these supermarkets are trying to more and more these self-service? They're trying to shove the staff out of jobs and bringing all these bloody self-service things in. It's ridiculous. It really is. And even when you go into the post office as well, You've got to weigh your own parcel, and you know they should be doing that. They're getting paid to do that. You know, I don't want to rant on too much, guys. 'Cause this is supposed to be about movie crushes, but I'm just saying, you know, it does your head in. You know, it really does. So there you go. He was another big pin-up, wasn't he, of Hollywood, Errol Flynn. A lot of women went mad on him, and Rock Hudson as well, yeah. Of course, Roger Moore, Tony Curtis. He was another matinee idol, wasn't he? Yeah, yeah. His poster was on a lot of women's bedroom walls. I'm just trying to think of more. In regard, Raquel Welch, yeah, she was much admired from all the men, yeah. Sophie Loren, she had a lot of male admirers, yeah. Another icon from Hollywood. Oh, there's loads when you think about them. Like, you know, I say Betty Grable had her legs insured for $1 million. Oh gosh, Margaret Lockwood was quite attractive when she was young. Margaret Lockwood, yeah. Warren Beatty, yeah. Yeah, he's got a big female following, hasn't he? Warren Beatty, yeah. And Clint Eastwood, mustn't forget Clint Eastwood, especially when he was young in Rawhide and, you know, the spaghetti westerns and a Dirty Harry. Oh yeah, he's a big pin-up, yeah. He had a good head of hair, didn't he, Clint? Big thick head of hair, yeah. A lot of women liked Telly Savalas as well, didn't they? Thought he was sexy, you know, his eyes and that, you know, something about his eyes. Me auntie, God rest her soul, she was absolutely mad on him, you know. And I can imagine her now. She was here. I mentioned crushes. Oh, she said Telly Savalas, you know. He was a great actor though, Telly Savalas, yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, he had a lot of, you know, especially when he made that song "If" in March 1975. It got to #1, but oh yeah, he had a big female following him. Telly Savalas. Another pin-up, another male actor, guys, who was popular with the I don't know if you guys know him or not. Gene Barry. He was quite popular with the ladies. Yeah, he was yeah, big pin-up him, Gene Barry. Yeah. Well, as I say, yes, I mentioned Warren Beatty. You know, and of course Tom Cruise. Well, it goes without saying, doesn't it? He is on. I think he's on a lot of women's bedroom walls. His poster, isn't it? Brian Gilson, Marilyn Monroe, of course. Marilyn Monroe. Oh yeah, definitely Marilyn. Yeah. Oh my days. Yeah. What a woman. What a woman. Like there and Some Like It's Hot. The Big 8 and 95. How about My Bloody Valentine? Yeah, I like both of them. I like the original. Was it 1978, and I like the remake with the guy out of Supernatural. Is it Jensen Ackles? Any of you guys watch Supernatural? You know his name. I'm sure it's Jensen Ackles. Yeah, My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, Chestnut F7. I once spent my last £10 on a Marilyn Monroe book. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, there's been loads of biographies of Marilyn, hasn't there? You know, real big thick ones. You know, real doorstoppers. Brian Gilson, Diana Dawes. Oh, we mustn't forget Diana Dawes, must we? Yeah. Oh, she had a lovely curvaceous figure when she was young. Yeah. Oh, and a very fine actress as well. Yeah. They said like she was Britain's Marilyn Monroe. But I'd seen her in an interview and she said, you know, not bothered about that. I'm just me. She said, you know, I don't see all this about being compared to Marilyn Monroe. You know, she just wanted to be herself. The Big Ethan 95. What's your favourite Carry On girl, excluding Barbara? My favourite Carry On girl? Well, every single Carry On girl that's been attractive in the movies, because there's been loads, hasn't there? You know, Shirley Eaton, wasn't she in a couple of Carry Ons? I'm sure, didn't she play a nurse in Carry On Nurse? Shirley Eaton's quite nice. Joan Sims, although she just played more like a matronly woman, didn't she? She was quite nice. Joan Sims, yeah. Of course, Barbara Windsor. Nisa Harris in a Carry On Doctor, the part where she's on the roof with Jim Dale and bloody skirt comes off, doesn't it? And she's in the suspenders, yeah. Very good singer as well, Nisa Harris, yeah. Yeah, she had a couple of hits in that. The Anniversary Waltz. Oh yeah, there's been quite a few. A lot of I can't put names to them. Of course, Vanilla Fielding. Yeah, she was quite nice, Vanilla Fielding. But yeah, there's been loads, hasn't there? Brian Gilson, Jensen Ackles is really good in My Bloody Valentine. I thought it was Jensen Ackles, yeah. Brian Gilson, Shirley Eaton is really nice. Indeed, she is. Yeah, yeah. Jackie Piper from the Carry Ons. Yeah. I can't really picture her, but most probably when I see it, I'll know who you mean. Yeah, Jackie Piper. Yeah, Shirley Eaton, gorgeous she is. Yeah, wasn't she in that movie? And then there were none. Yeah, I'm sure she was in that. And then there were the Agatha Christie movie. Yeah, I think that's been released on Network. That one. Brian Gilson, Angela Douglas from Carry On Screaming. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Brooke Shields was quite nice as well, isn't she? Yeah, she's quite nice. Brooke Shields, yeah. Oh yeah, there's been loads of glamour girls, hasn't there, guys? You know, and vice versa with the in regards to the ladies' taste. There's been loads of pin-up boys over the years. You know, Jeff Chandler was quite popular with the ladies. Yeah, Jeff Chandler. Yeah, yeah. But oh yeah, definitely. And Sean Connery, mustn't forget Sean Connery. Yeah, very popular. A lot of people's favourite Bond. He's actually on tonight now. My mum's watching him in the kitchen. Yeah. So, you only live twice. Right, guys, I'm going to finish in a couple of minutes. So, thanks very much anyway for coming on. Really enjoyed it and that, and all going well. I'll be back. I'll be back next week with another live stream. I'm going to sign off now. Yeah. All right then, guys. So take care. It's been nice talking to you again. Thanks for turning up. And whatever you decide to do over the weekend, or indeed Valentine's Day, I hope it goes well for you. You know, I hope you get lots of chocolates and bottles of wine. You know, you get spoilt rotten. But yeah, so as I say, I've enjoyed it and that, talking about movie crushes and that. And all right then, guys, I'm going to go now. So thanks again, guys, for turning up. And enjoy your weekend and that. And all going well. I'll be back again very, very soon with another live stream. Take care. Bye.